Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Rockies Daily. I'm your host, Scott Ayers, where we talk all things Colorado baseball. Hey, look, folks, I am battling a bit of an illness. It's my Jordan flu game during this show today, so it's going to be a little bit shorter show because, as enjoyable as it probably is to hear me cough up a lung, pass out on camera, I don't think we necessarily need that. So it might be a bit of a speed run as we talk about these different things, but I figured we still need to cover the Rockies. We still need to get another episode out as we talk about the team in the MLB, a team in the MLB, the Colorado Rockies. And let's talk about an old friend, Nolan Arenado, who is on the move to the Arizona Diamondbacks. And it almost gives you a little bit of flashbacks, this trade, to what the Rockies did in a Nolan Arenado trade. The St. Louis Cardinals, they trade Nolan Arenado to the division foe Arizona Diamondbacks. And in return, they get a Jack Martinez, who was drafted in the 8th round of the 2025 MLB draft. On top of that, the Cardinals took a little from the Rockies playbook and said, Arizona, here is some cash to give to the former star third baseman. $31 million, making it so for Arizona, they're going to just pay $11 million total in the next 2 seasons. And for the Diamondbacks, they obviously were pursuing Alex Bregman. They were talking about trading Ketel Marte. And instead, they end up with Nolan Arenado, who, he's fallen off a little, obviously, hitting. Defensively, he's not the same all-star that he once was. But you might as well take a chance. You're not going to have to pay nearly as much as you were worried for. And for the Cardinals, it obviously is a sign that they are looking to rebuild. There are numerous rumors. Brendan Donovan might be on the move to the San Francisco Giants. And it's all revolved around the NL West, where the Padres were actively pursuing Arenado, and they were looking to maybe slot him at first. The Giants are pursuing Brendan Donovan. The NL West is very active. It almost feels like an arms race between all these teams, and the Rockies are just waving in their bunker. So, needless to say, Arenado is back in the division. He's probably going to get a lot of applause at Coors Field when he comes in town to play. But also, an opportunity for our new ace, Michael Lorenzen, to strike him out, right? A new opportunity to see what he's missing out in Colorado. But no, in all seriousness, we'll see what Arenado still has left. He really struggled last year. I think he was hitting like 230. His slugging has dropped dramatically. He's not the same player. Excuse me for the coughs. I'm doing my best here. But needless to say, Arenado in the NL West. And we talk about now our one Rocky player who has cracked the MLB top 100. They came out with a list. They've released the top 81 through 100 as of recording this. Hunter Goodman slots in at number 96. 2 catchers already above him. And most likely he's going to be the only Rocky on this list. Is it right? Should he be a little bit higher? I think there's an argument to be made, right? He's the Silver Slugger. But ultimately, I think his position right now is just based on the fact that defensively he needs to be a little bit better. Hitting-wise, he's, one of the best in baseball. But defensively, there needs to be improvement there. But ultimately, Hunter Goodman cracks the top 100, and this is maybe the start of watching him climb. And this is the exciting time as fans to watch these budding stars start to grow. So for Hunter Goodman, he cracks the top 100, and I'm really excited to see where he goes from there. So, needless to say, it's cool to see a player crack it, even after a season where he won 43 games. So, I think he is one of those guys that I think will only rise. So, anywho, we talk about now a free agent for the Rockies, a potential free agent that they can target in Luis Arraez. For Arraez, I really think it's worth considering for the Rockies. We've mentioned him multiple times on this show. But this is a guy, contact hitter, batted about 290 and with 600 at-bats. He's not going to give you much slugging, though. So there's going to be payoff, but I think that contact hitting could be really beneficial at Coors Field. And I think it could be something that the Rockies can utilize in an infield that it just doesn't have much right now. It's an infield that we talk about pretty much every single show. First base, second base, and third base really being pretty glaring holes right now for Colorado. And so for someone like Arise, he can play second or first. He brings in this veteran presence. And once again, it goes back into the thing that we've talked about often. It raises the floor. You need to raise the floor of a team that won 43 games last year. You need to find ways to be creative and find ways that guys can help improve this club. And so, if anything, this is a guy that's going to push some of these younger guys on the team, like Ryan Ritter, like Amador, like really any of these guys who are fighting for a starting job. And so for Arise, I really think it's worth, at the very, very minimum, consider to bring him to Coors Field because I think his contact hitting would be really beneficial. And the longer we wait, I'm sure the lower that price gets for him. So you could get him on a really team-friendly deal. Could be a 1 or 2 year deal. And when it's first base, we've mentioned this Charlie Condon is just waiting right around the corner. So you don't have to have some long-term plan with a free agent like this. But instead, it can give you some stability as you head into a season where you look around the rest of the division, you're like, man, a lot of these guys are really good. The NOS is just really, really good with talent across the board for the majority of these teams, right? We saw the Diamondbacks sell a little at last year's deadline, and now they're ramping back up to be competitive once again. So, obviously for the Rockies, the expectation is you're probably going to finish last in the division, but that's not to say you shouldn't start building something, and you shouldn't start finding that stability and that base and laying down that groundwork for what's to come. And it goes into that plan that Burns has mentioned, that Dave Podesta has mentioned, figuring out how to win at Coors Field. That's going to be the biggest thing in all of this. How do you win at Coors Field at a consistent level? Not once in every 10 years level where you kind of just strike gold and you don't know what to do with yourself. How do you consistently win year in and year out? And maybe it's not signing someone like Luis Ariz, but it's in this time where you might as well try to figure out what type of baseball and style of play will work. Obviously, having a little bit of slugging would be nice in such a friendly hitter's ballpark, but that's kind of where we're at with this team. I think they might want to make one more free agent signing, someone like Luis Ariz, or, we mentioned Paul Goldschmidt or some of these other guys, but still, I've liked this offseason overall for the Rockies and what they've done so far. And I'm so sorry again for my bits of coughing. This isn't my strongest performance, but you know what? MJ locked in. I'm locked in right now. I'm locked in talking about our Colorado Rockies. But let's end the show with just a thank you. We're closing in on 100 subscribers. We've been doing this for about a month now. And it's just a really sweet opportunity to build this community. Talk about a team that has struggled, but I think most Rockies fans will tell you they still love this team. They still love Coors Field. They love the memories that this team has created over time. And so that's the hope with this channel and with daily content, is that over time we can grow a community where we're talking about Rockies baseball. And I think that's just a sweet opportunity because, look, this team, they haven't been good for a while. And they're not going to be good for a little bit of time. But I think an opportunity to grow this together and then see what's on the other side when the Rockies do have a competitive team. And, there's a chance that they can be competitive for a little bit of time. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Whether you watch once, you say, this guy, ugly, next video, that's fine. Or you watch constantly, you're watching every day. Either way, I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for just taking the time to watch. This has not been my greatest performance in terms of overall health, but we still locked in, right? We still battled through it because that's what we do as Rockies fans. When it looks grim and we get kicked down, we get back up again. And then they kick us down again. They say, here's 43 wins. Dang it, we get back up. So, anyways, we're getting back up. I thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.